should we get started? Let's get started. Cute jacket. Guys, Lisa has a very cute jacket. If you would all look up here, I'd appreciate it. Everybody's listening to me. Where's Sammie? You eat? Yeah, do you guys want to hurry and grab some food? Let's hurry and do food fast. Let's do like a working. So if you want to dish up and come back to your seats, we could get started. Is that good? Do you want to talk now, Brian?
My number.
Hey, well, so you don't have their attention. Wait till you get there. Okay. So we want to thank Brian for the food. Everybody, let's give him a shout out. Appreciate you. And then when you come back, we'll have him talk about what he's going on. Good. Hey, Zoom, we have lunch a lot. You should come here. You should come to team meeting physically and we'll feed you. No, not yet. I'm good.
You can't talk and me at the same time.
No. Hey, just a couple more minutes and then let's get started. Brian, how do you say, is it Miyazaki? Miyazaki.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good job.
Thank you. Let's give just a couple more minutes so we can have everyone's attention. Hey, do you guys know Brian Miyazaki? I do. He's right here. So yeah, you're around. It's good. He brought us the food. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Tell us about all your stuff you got going.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, you want me to use the microphone here? So Silverback home warranty, we're doing something really crazy for the month of April. Okay. So during the month of April, all of our warranties are free. We want everybody to use us. Now, April Fools. Okay. I don't know. Maybe that was a bad one, but I should have maybe carried on a little longer. I don't know. But unfortunately, they are not free, but they are fantastic. So if you don't know Silverback Home Warranty, we are local out of Lehigh. Most of you know us. I like to go over a quick coverage, but then talk about things that maybe you aren't aware of, because there's definitely things that you probably aren't aware of. So quick coverage, we have 3 plans, 450, 600, 700. Yeah. So things that you might not be aware of. Our $700 King Kong plan now includes sprinkler system coverage. So it covers the timer and up to 6 valves. So I think we're the only ones that do sprinkler system coverage. We are all about the renewal. We want your clients not just to use this during that first year while they're getting the home warranty on the real estate transaction, but for every year that they're in their home. And we know that the only way that that happens is if they actually file a claim. So it is kind of weird to have a home warranty company come in and say, we want your clients filing claims, but we do. That's why we have our free service call coupons. They're back there in the back. Your client's first service call is on us. They can use it for a rekey. They can use it right now. We'll be doing our AC tune-ups, whatever it might be. Their first service call is on us. We also do welcome phone calls. Now, this is where we need some help from you agents. Right now, our answer rate on our welcome phone calls is only about 25%. We do 2 calls, send 2 emails. We want them to call us back, but we only get to talk to about 25% of our clients. We want that number to be as high as possible, because we do know you guys don't need to understand everything about the home warranty. You need to understand enough to be able to explain it, but let us do the explanation, right? Let us get on the phone with your clients, tell them what's covered, what's not, how to file the claim, make sure that they know who we are, that they save our number in their phone. And so if you can help us out, if you use Silverback for a home warranty, make sure you tell them that we're going to be reaching out. And if they don't answer the phone, call us back. We want everybody to have a great experience. And the more that they are aware of who we are and what we do, the better the experience is going to be, not only for them, but also for you as agents. Okay. So let us help you. The other thing is, how many of you know about our new construction policy? New construction. See, that's what I thought. Okay. So we have a new construction policy. If you have clients buying a new home, get them a new construction policy with Silverback. The home builder covers year 1, right? So ours kicks in year 2 and covers years 2, 3, and 4. So they get 3 years of coverage, and it starts at $525 for all 3 years. So that's $180 or so a year. And then they can have 4 years of coverage on their home. Okay. And so I know Don Rushing here in the office, we do a big development with them with their condo project, and they're putting one on every single unit. I think it's just a great way to provide value to your clients. It's not going to cost very much money. And it's 4 years of coverage on that home. Yes. We do. Yep. They are just the same as a single family home. Same.
Unless
Yep.
for Zoom, do they do manufactured homes?
Perfect. Perfect. Well, any other questions? Okay, I've got coupons, brochures, business cards, everything back there. Enjoy your lunch. Let me know if I can help out with anything. I'm always around to help. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody not know somebody? Let's stand up, introduce yourself to somebody you don't recognize. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'm impressed that you guys are all here. It's spring break. We got a good crew, and it's snowy. Oh, it's not? It's 67 degrees in Anaheim right now, where my kids are. Just FYI. 75 degrees today. Okay.
It was 65 in San Diego and it was 75 here.
Oh.
I was in San Diego.
Oh, uh-oh. Okay, don't follow Marley. All right, so we got some birthdays. Jason Judd was born on this day. Send him a text. He's such a good dude. Ian, tomorrow. Let's go, Ian. Janie, Rebecca is also tomorrow, and Janie, Nasir, I always say it wrong. Nasir. Clint, On the 6th. Happy birthday, everybody. All right, Brock.
Okay, hi everybody. How are we? Good? Good. So, do all of you know that rates are getting better? Every day? A lot better?
Where we at today?
Including today? I don't know, but we're somewhere in the 6s. No longer the 7s. But they're way better. No, for real. It's working well. Now, I brought this up. This is a little bit dated now because you guys had some other event and we were going to talk about this last week. But a lot of people were stressed about the Fed not cutting rates at the March meeting, thinking, and we saw a bunch of turmoil about people thinking, crap, if they're not doing that, we need lower rates. We need lower rates. But they did something sneaky that not a lot of people recognize, but it's been meaningful in the most recent improvements on mortgage rates that we're experiencing now. And it's been going ever since that meeting, basically. And it's they essentially are siphoning down their quantitative tightening. So what's happening is the Fed owns a bunch of treasury bonds, and treasury bonds are part of what helps support mortgage rates, the bond market in general. They were letting those pay off because they pay off every month, basically, if you own treasury bonds. They were letting those pay off and then just pocketing the money. And instead of reinvesting those funds. So say a mortgage pays off in the bank, instead of relending for a new mortgage, they don't allow that money to be lent for a new mortgage. That's what they were doing. Now, instead, when a mortgage pays off, in other words, a treasury, they are now going out and buying a new one. And so they are creating artificial demand in the treasury market. That's good for mortgage rates because if there's a lack of demand, the rates go up. That's what's been happening over the past like 2 years is a lack of demand. So they're solving that. And then there's a couple other things that were announced recently with the treasury that is also going to create this. It's not going to create artificial demand like the Fed is doing, but it's going to restrict supply. So the Treasury says they're going to stop issuing long-term treasuries, which is 10 and 30-year more or treasury bonds, which compete directly with mortgage bonds. And they're going to be funding out of the Treasury general account as opposed to issuing treasuries at all to fund the government's services. They have about a $300 billion surplus right now in the Treasury account. All these things are pointing towards lower rates probably from this point forward because we see employment getting worse. If you're we're tracking this stuff every day, all day, it's what we obsess over, but employment's getting worse. There are more signs of recession. All the economists are now talking about it. All of this is going to point towards better rates. So what I would say is don't freak out if the Fed doesn't cut rates or they do cut rates. Part of that kind of it's only part of the puzzle and it's kind of old news. We've all gotten used to thinking about Fed rate cuts as something influential to mortgage rates, and it's becoming less and less influential, just like inflation has become less and less influential on mortgage rates, and things are shifting. So I think we've got good things coming, and we've probably rolled over the top of the hill on mortgage rates, and I don't know how steep the hill down is going to be, but chances are it's down from here, at least for the near future. So anyway, just want to give you a quick market update.
Comments back or whatever, people that have been on the fence for a while, what would you say would be the best script for talking about that?
That's a great question.
You guys best using this information with your clients that we can adopt.
So we're using a much more simple approach. I tried to pepper you with some details today to give you some insight as to why rates are improving and the expectation that they'll continue improving. But what I would probably say if you get into these conversations with clients is, hey, affordability has been what's causing people to not buy. And it's what's causing all the turmoil in the real estate market now, why it's so challenging. And we recognize it is unaffordable. But despite what the Fed is doing, we all are expecting them to cut rates for rates to come down, and they're not cutting rates. That's freaking people out, thinking the pain is going to last longer. There's things they're doing behind the scenes, like rebuying treasuries, that are actually causing rates to come down. And what we've been saying for years is that when rates come down and affordability increases, buyers are going to flood into the market. We are at like the tip of that spear right now. So if you want to get in while the getting is good and it's not competitive like it was during COVID, right now is the time because rates are coming down. It's not a hope. It's not a wish. It is happening. And there's fundamental reasons why. That's probably what I would say to the clients. Yeah. No, purchase applications are down. Refi applications are about level. It sucks right now, so we'd like some applications if you guys want to send us some. But yeah, they're down. Refis are probably level. Good question. Any other market questions? No. Okay, I would encourage you all to follow us. TJ's got flyers. We're going to pass them out. This is for our most recent fuel episode. We interviewed this guy. He's a business coach. Really, really good stuff. You should listen to it. It's just on demand. We were doing them live at first, and that didn't go as well as we wanted it to, so they're on demand. You can scan the QR code, but it will enable you to follow us on the social platforms. A lot of this stuff we're sharing in bite-sized pieces, and it's packaged in a way that you can just quickly click the send button and send it to one of your prospects on Instagram or text them or whatever, and they can land on our page. And we'll basically do some of this lifting for you and help you convert these people with bite-sized chunks of content. That's what we focus on and specialize in. We got longer form stuff too, like the podcast that goes into it in more depth. But anyway, thank you all.
Sweet. Yay. All right, we have something really exciting happening that we've been working on for a bit. It is Spring into 100 Days of Social Media, and it's starting today. Ian and Kimber, want to come up? Let's chat about this. Let's have everybody scan this QR code so you can follow what we're talking about here.
We are very excited to officially launch our Spring into 100 Days of Social Media to drive more business. What we have put together is we have 100 days where we are going to be providing social media templates so that you can go in and have content to fill the gap of, I don't know what to post or when to post it. We're filling that in for you. With this, we're going to have our same 3 tiers within the Home Hub. We're going to have the do-it-yourself templates where these are plug and play. They're ready to go. You can go in and brand them for yourself. We will have the done for you if you would like to have leverage so you can focus on more income generating tasks.
Should I pull up the site?
Yeah, sure. And then we are going to have the pro option as well if you want to have that custom for you. With this, we have collaborated with a handful of our builders and developer partners within our office. So we have
4 builders?
four builders. We have 4 different model
3
homes.
builders?
3 builders and 5 homes, math, that will be available for you guys to go in and use to film your social media content. We have 4 homes that are available every single day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Those will just be available anytime you want to go in and use those. We do have a handful of our social media superstars within our office who have agreed to help share their wisdom. So every week, we're going to have one of these social media superstars, and we're going to go and meet at one of these special locations so you can go and see exactly how they would film that video and learn from them, and then you can go right after them so you know exactly how to do it.
Who feels like their social media game is banging? Who feels like your social media game is banging? Like you're just killing it.
Yep, us too. Oh, yeah, you're awesome. We Instant chat, Insta Twitter. That. I found this new one that's called Fail Book. Oh, okay.
Okay, you see this here?
Yes, we made it stand out. We're linking a couple of type forms this morning for the Done For You and Pro so you can see what that entails. But same as we always do, make sure there's different tiers based on really how much leverage you want. And that's why we always have the 3 tiers, because we want you to be able to just take it and run with it. However, we understand some people are like, need a little more leverage. Down below, that's where Ian was talking about the content locations. Some beautiful new homes We've got Lafferty, that's in Springville. Kenya's got her townhouse development in Saratoga on the golf course. And then we have Richmond, that is their model as well.
So we got some prizes.
And I'm going to do it too,
I'm doing
just
it
so
too.
everybody knows. I'm going to hold myself accountable. It's going to be a thing.
I'm getting on social media, you guys. It's been September, it'll be 4 years.
This will be what brings Emily
I'm
back.
scared. I'm so scared,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Let me tell you about our prizes.
Right. Yeah.
So we're gonna do weekly prizes. So you'll opt in. Explain how to go. You'll opt in.
We will have on the Home Hub, if you want, so we're going to have two options. So for the social media challenge, if you choose, you just want to participate, you're just doing it to better yourself, fabulous. If you want to participate in the challenge, so we're challenging you to be active on your social media every day consecutively for 100 days. If you want to participate in the challenge, we are going to have on the Home Hub a place where you can register to participate in the challenge part of it. And then every week, we're going to have a handful of prizes that will be available for those who are participating in the event. And we'll go in and check and make sure that you did post every day for those last 7 days.
So let me give you the prizes. So every week it'll go between a business bundle choice or a $100 gift card. So every other week it'll alternate. So the business bundle choice, you can choose between a total agent business brand refresh, including logo, color, anything like that covered. So the market center is going to pay for this for you, okay? Another option is market my listing or market open house. That would include a landing page, postcard templates, social templates, all of that paid for or created for you. Free headshot, photo shoot, edited pictures, 2 free yard signs or 4 free open house signs, custom buyer and seller guides, complete revamp of your guides, customize your KW website, a full week of done for you social media, completely done, SOI touches, which would include your biweekly newsletter, 2 custom postcard designs applicable to the current market time of year, done for you. So you get to choose from one of those if you are the winner for the week, or it's a $100 gift card on the off week. Then we have 3 grand prizes. So we would be doing monthly grand prizes, and the 3 grand prizes are scenic flight with Mike. This is an airplane that you're inside and he's flying it.
He's licensed.
He's gonna hurry and finish his licensing.
Yeah.
We're shooting for the 2nd month. As soon as he gets his license.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Wheels up.
So a free flight, scenic flight with Mike. He does flips and stuff, so giddy up on that. Another option is a cozy cabin weekend getaway. It sleeps 12. It's only 35 minutes from South Jordan. Close. And the 3rd one is 4 tickets and dinner and awesome seats to the new Bees game stadium for 4 of you. So those are the monthly prizes. Have the weekly winners and then the monthly winners. What do you think? So our goal in all of this is to help you in your daily activities to increase your business, right? What else? What else should we say about this? What?
Oh, yes. With
Oh.
this as well, we are putting together a podcasting and social media content creation room. This white door in the back corner is soon going to be beautiful.
Double as a panic room.
Not
Not-
anymore, girl.
Not anymore.
But we could arrange for some. If you need to do like a shot or something for courage, we can
move the
figure something
alcohol.
out.
By request.
We have a tentative launch date of the 15th, where that room is going to be fully complete. We have all of the podcasting equipment provided for you. We have beautiful ring lights, lighting, everything you need to go in and film a podcast, film social media videos, just take pictures in there.
It's also going to be staged, professional stager, and each wall will have a different backdrop and kind of look each wall, and we'll switch it up so you can kind of turn. These different things. Yes.
Correct.
It's gonna tell us how to use it.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
and that has the light and everything. You really, wow. Thank you so much.
Yay.
So let's use it, right? I mean, these things are a success when it helps boost your business and helps you feel productive. And it's just activity breeds activity. Momentum breeds momentum. And that's what this is all for, is to get back into productive momentum. Anything else with that? Okay, thanks. Ready? Yeah. Yeah, I just should be able to, you'll be able to schedule on the home hub. We'll get that all. Am I back at it? Okay. Thanks. Okay.
So every month, the first Wednesday of every month, Brady Sandall, who's the director of KW Luxury, is hosting a luxury call. If you are an earned in agent, you probably see this because you have access to Circle, which is kind of like the behind the login information about all the things luxury. However, we are all allowed to come to this. So if you are not yet earned in and still want to come to these amazing trainings and learn about luxury, they plan them out. He has a curriculum and he already has what the topic is, which is luxury sales mastery. And that's how you register. And it's the first Wednesday of every single month. They've done it 3 months now. So it's a good just bookmark on your calendar, and we'll put it on the training calendar. There you go.
Thanks. Okay. I think where are my Splash Summit people? Patria was here. Patria.
Hi, I didn't realize I was in charge of this, but
Will you come over here a little bit so Zoom can see you better, please?
my partners are not here. Becky is working with me as the luxury chair. I'm not luxury chair. I'm sorry, the events chair this year. And we are so excited to announce Splash Summit. It seems like it's the same as last year, but it's not. We are also going to be rolling out a program to help you market to your clients next week. That'll be on next Tuesday. Rolling out a program that will help you know how to market to your clients to make this event and every event produce business for you. So on top of it, I'm also going to learn, how can I market this? I've always paid for it in the past, but then I've gotten to know agents who never pay for it. Their clients pay for it. And so we're going to be rolling out a program to teach you and to teach me on how to market it and have your clients be excited about it and have them pay for it. Even better. So you'll be able to generate business from it. It's going to be really, really fun. We've also used AI. I'll tell you, Bex has used AI to tell us the best way to market this program to you. So and then how best for you to market it to your clients. So we're going to be implementing some AI in this program as well. So we want you to mark the calendar dates. If you decide to buy tickets up front, knowing you're at least going to have a certain number of clients buy, the tickets are going to be discounted on top of it. So it's going to be really fun. So mark the calendars, and next week we're going to roll out the program.
It does sell out. So
It
have
does,
it on
every
the
year.
radar so we can make sure.
It does sell out. And an example, the way I've marketed it to my clients, I have 150 clients come. I know Nick does too. He has a lot that come to this event as well. So if you're concerned, the biggest and most important thing to remember is it's not about the event, it's about the marketing you to your client. And that's really, really important to know, that it's just about touching your client. And each time you communicate with them related to an event, that's a touch. And you're going to have people come and you're going to have people not come, but at the same time, they're still being touched. So marketing this event and knowing that you can market it in a way that doesn't cost you any money, you're still taking advantage of all those touches to your database. Now, at the same time, they're going to register. We're going to help you also communicate the value of even if they're paying for the ticket, the savings that they're making to be able to come to Splash Summit is huge. I mean, even if they're paying for the ticket, it's still practically free. They're not paying for parking. They're not paying for tubes. It's a private event. It's not going to be crazy packed. We have a limited number of tickets, and when it's sold out, and it's been sold out every year, there won't be any more tickets. So is everybody coming?
Let's do it.
Woohoo! I love it.
Okay, thanks, Patria. All right. So I want to invite, first off, if you don't subscribe to the newsletter, do it. Thanks. All right. So we do this series every month, the Meet the Masters, and it's a way for us to highlight the incredible people that we have here in our brokerage who are doing really amazing things. Excited to have Sammie come. Come on up. Yay. You are all so nice, but it's still intimidating, right? To be in the hot seat here. So thank you very much for doing that. I have my phone out because I have some questions, but we wanted to highlight the amazing stuff that her group is doing, Omnia. So Sammie, let's get some of your background, but I'd like for you to kind of share where did you guys end? Just so you have the scope of how amazing this team is doing. Where did you guys end? What was your volume in 2024?
2024, 85.1, I think.
85.1 million in volume. And where are you at so far this year? What do you have going? What's your
Oh, well, hotels take
projected?
a long time.
Right.
so
What's
not
your
good question.
projected for this year?
Projected or wanted is 200 million. Right now, Jess, what are we on? Track for? Like 50? 62, I think, by like June 1st.
Is this turned on?
It's on.
Oh, maybe put it up a little bit higher.
Well, no. I can hold it.
Okay, whatever.
We'll hold it. Yeah, by like June 1st. It's supposed to be 62 million, according to Jess. She's the numbers. She'd have a better idea, but yeah.
So they won the award, top commercial team in the region last year for 2024. Yeah. And Omnia officially has only been in operation for how long? 1 year?
Yeah, 1 year.
1 year. So their first full year, number one, not only in our brokerage, but in our state. And we have some amazing commercial teams. Yeah,
Yep.
so good. It's so good. So tell us a little bit about your journey and even give us the background right before, what you did before you came here, and then kind of your journey here with South Valley.
Yeah, so I think it was in 2021 and about September, I was working for the Utah Department of Corrections, the prison. I was helping inmates with get an education. And my husband and I were like, yeah, this isn't going to work long term. Prison's kind of scary. So I wanted to make a change. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And a job posting came up for the front desk here. And at first I was like, I don't want to go work a front desk. Like, I built up a career, now I'm going to go work a front desk. And my husband was like, just go and interview. And I interviewed with Amy. And then I remember leaving. I was like, yeah, I'm going to work there. And I think Amy called me like the next day. And I started working on staff. I did the front desk.
We knew she'd outgrow in like 5 minutes. Okay, let's see
Yeah.
how we can.
I was over
opportunity
it within
for
like
her.
a month. I was
Yeah.
like, what's next? And then I did Director of Communications, Agent Services, so helping brand new agents or agents that are experienced come over to the brokerage, build out their business, help them with marketing. Kimber introduced me into marketing. I was like, I want to be Kimber one day. So, and then Rich was the broker on staff, and as quiet as he is, I was like, this dude's like my best friend.
Where is
So
he? Dave.
he's at a doctor's appointment, so he's
Okay.
not like a total piece. He's at a doctor's appointment. Plus, he makes me nervous, so I was like,
Okay,
"Don't come." So I met Rich, and Rich was starting to work a little bit into commercial, and I just kept telling him like, "Hey, I really want more." And we had a few discussions, and we went to work on another commercial team here at Keller, and that's also where Jessica got brought into the picture. She was running our contracts, and then just after a little bit, it was, we have a different vision. We want more, and so we created Omnia. And here we are a year later.
What was it about commercial that enticed you? Because I mean, the exposure that you'd had was all in residential real estate. You got licensed in residential real estate. What was it about commercial that interested you?
I think more so the challenge. And I always like, as soon as I got into real estate, I was like, it'd be fun to sell an arena. But I didn't think arenas sold. And then Rich was like, yeah, we should sell one. So I think commercial, it's really hard and it's really fun. It's very challenging. High risk, high reward too. And I just thought it was something different. And there's not a lot of people that specialize in commercial. A lot of them specialize in like 4 or 5 different assets. That's kind of hard to do. They're all very different. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I have some questions, but I know you have some questions too. And I know you have some, so just free form, okay? So what last year looking over, you shared with me a couple of just really amazing things that you did last year. I want you to share some of those, some of the big highlights and standouts for you. It's hard to brag about yourself, but throw it out. This is brag sesh. I want you to just help highlight some of the maybe surprising, exciting, big highlights from last year. Some of the relationships you've built are crazy. Share that stuff with us.
Yeah. So when we created Omnia, we were trying to figure out how do we be different. And in doing that, we found that there's a big hole in the industry with brands, that brands really want to do deals and owners will talk to the brands.
Well, tell them what you are saying, what you mean. So in commercial,
Brands like Marriott, Hyatt,
Yeah.
Hilton,
Thanks.
IHG, all of those brands. We just found that there's like a really big hole in that industry and working with them because they want to get deals done. We want to get deals done. The owners love the brands. They don't love brokers. They think we're slimy. So if we convince the brands we're not slimy, the brands convince the owners we're not slimy. And then we're all best friends.
Got it.
And then also with cities, we've worked a ton with cities. I think Jessica's probably been on like 80 Zoom calls with cities. So if you're ever in trouble with the city, she could probably get you out of it. We also had our biggest deal come from West Valley City last year, actually. We had a crazy idea. I was at a dinner table and I told my husband, I said, I really want to sell the Maverick Center. He's like, you're crazy, who owns it? And we looked it up and West Valley City owns it. And so I came into the office, I told Jess and Rich, and they said, well, maybe we go talk to them. Like, it's kind of crazy, but maybe they would take partial ownership or something. And we went and met with them. We met with the economic developer, and we found out that they owned the Embassy Suites next door, which was only like 4 years old. And we told them, well, do you want to sell that one? Because you're a city, you really shouldn't own a hotel. And they were like, we're actually under contract with someone already. We're like, well, that's a bummer. So about a week later, Jessica got a call at like 8 o'clock at night after a city council meeting, and their deal fell apart. And they said, can you bring a buyer? And we were under contract within 12 hours. So it was crazy. So that was probably the highlight of last year's, just building relationships with people and then to be thought of in a city council meeting, like, hey, these guys can get it done. And then we did get it done, and that deal was a lot, but we got to the finish line. So
It's when you think about prospecting in residential real estate, it's so much about the relationships and just making a lot of contact and phone calls. How do you do that? How do you know who to connect to? How do you get into these relationships with people? So that's an example of West Valley City, but what with the brands, how do you build these relationships with these brands?
yeah. So like you were saying, we don't look at it as cold calling. When you're building a relationship with someone, you don't want to call them with the intent of I'm cold calling you. It's I'm calling you to see how I can add value to your business and how you can add value to mine. And if you just keep that in mind with every conversation you have with them, the deals naturally come. Like we met with the city one time and we asked them about a completely different deal and we were handed something else. And now, we're trying to work with them on some other deals just because of our relationship with them. And it just came from, we sat down with them and said, how can we help the city with this asset? How can we help you, build the economic development agency? What can we do for you? And in return, they gave us a deal.
So cool. So what would you say is kind of your most effective problem-solving strategy? Because there was a big deal that happened at the end of the year. I don't know that fell apart in like this big tragedy that happened and blah, blah, blah. So what can you tell us? I think so much of what we're doing lately is seems like there's so many problems, and honing into your problem solving skills is one of your big assets that I see. Give us a little bit of context, if you don't mind, about what happened with that whole thing and how you figured that out. And
Yeah, so we actually had 2 deals last year that aged me by 10 years each deal. They were a lot. Our first deal, we were 9 days from close, and the seller just decided, I want to keep it. And that was really messy. Like, we were under contract for 78 days at that point. Family, friends buying from each other. It was very messy, limited agency. It was just a mess. And that was going to be our first deal, our first hotel deal we were going to close. So we had been writing on that deal for months and months and months, not getting paid, just putting in the work and not seeing anything come from it. I mean, I had a few meltdowns on the first deal that fell apart. Rich tried not to melt down. Jess is like, everything's fine, because that's just how Jess is. But it was problem solving on, okay, if they're not going to sell you this, they're still buyers. So what are we going to do with their money? And then that other deal, Embassy, it was supposed to close in December, and then it got postponed a few days. We didn't know why it got postponed. And then we went and signed papers, and we're high-fiving in the parking lot, and Jess jinxed it and said, well, I don't have a check yet, so it's not done. So I blame her for this deal. But the next day, the client comes to the office, and they say, I don't have that down payment. And we're like, what do you mean? You don't have the down payment?
well,
Like, are you?
was that gap? How much money?
So the down payment was $12 million, and they didn't even have half. And we were like, well, what do you mean? Like, well, I don't have it, so I don't know.
I don't have $12 million.
Yeesh, well, I sure don't have it. I was thinking he was short like $1,000. Like, I can front you.
Let's go.
But he's like, no, I don't have it. I did the math wrong in my head, and we're just sitting here thinking, someone's gonna get fired. It's not gonna be me, but someone's getting fired. And so we kept asking for extensions to close, and
Because he was your client that didn't have the money.
yeah, our client didn't have the money. Still a sore spot. Anyways, so then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I don't have that money. And we're like, so we're about to get screwed out of this deal on both sides. There's going to be some suing going on. And we started calling our other clients. We're like, we have to find this money. So apparently we can throw together a few $1 million. I won't ever do it again, but we pulled the money together at the end, had to get very creative at literally like the last hour with the last $1 million. But we got the deal done. It funded and recorded with like 2 minutes to spare. And then Jess got the flu. I got neurovirus. It was great. It was super fun. So honestly, I think it's, as a team, there's a problem that happens and all 3 of us jump in and like, what can we do to fix it? Everyone goes in their own room, has a meltdown, melts down to their spouse, and then we come back and we say, well, we're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. And all the decisions we've ever made as a team has always been everyone gets an opinion, because we all started this together and we should all get an opinion on what happens. And following hunches on call this client, they might have some money. You call them and they're like, yeah, I got a $500,000, sure. You're like, that's really weird. You just have a $500,000 lying around, but you want to throw some in. So that's how those deals happen. So don't panic. It will work out at some point, but yeah.
That's crazy. Tell us about that conference that you went to in California and kind of how they were. I think a big part of what you guys are doing is you're also attracting to your team. Like it's not, or to your services and all of that. It's not just the cold call reach out, but you have a huge level of attracting people to you. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Jessica and I went to a conference. It's called ALICE. It's the America's Lodging Investment Summit. So basically anyone that's a billionaire goes to this. Jess and I were there, so we thought we were pretty cool. So we went to that in January. It was at the Ritz-Carlton in LA. So that was already pretty cool. No, we did not get to stay there because we don't have that much money. But we went to that conference and we walked in and it's like, it looked like the stock market offices. There's just suits everywhere. And I looked at Jess, I said, we got to leave. Like, we're not supposed to be here. She's like, all right, let's just turn around for a second, go to the parking garage, we'll take a breather. And then we walked back in and we were escorted out because we didn't have a badge.
Oh,
So
boy.
we had to go all the way around and go through security. And the reason we went to this conference is because we have a really good relationship with Hyatt Hotels. And they were like, you have to come to this with us. We're actually going to hold a private party on like one of the last days at their Hyatt that's across the street. So Jess and I were like on a high, like we got invited to a Hyatt party. I thought that was pretty cool. So we went to this party. You have to walk in and check in, and there's just the like wealthiest people like that you see on LinkedIn or you see on social media or TV, and you're like, oh my heck, I'm sitting poolside with this guy. I'm not going to talk to you though, because you intimidate me. And they're all just alcohol, pizzas. It was crazy. It was like MTV
Cribs?
channel. Yeah, it was awesome. And so we went to that, and we had a few people like come across the room and point us out and say, "You're Omnia, aren't you?" And these are people we've never talked to. Two of them were in California. One was East Coast, right? They're just from all over the country. We've never talked to them before. And they came from across the room and knew exactly who we were. And they were like, we were in a meeting earlier with some other investors, and we talked about you. And that was, I remember Jess and I looking at each other like a couple of schoolgirls. We were like, what the heck just happened? And they're like, you guys are doing insane things, and we want your business. And so for these people that we were probably going to cold call, they came to us and said, we want to do business with you. And then once we got back, we've had owners call us and say, well, I heard that you've got some deals, so what do you have for me? So half of our time now isn't even cold calling people, because they're calling us.
So how did they know about you though? What are some of the things you guys do to get yourself out there?
So my
'Cause that's
sister,
what you say when I asked if your
Yeah.
social media game was banging, you're the only one who said yes.
very subtle.
So
yeah.
tell us more about,
So my sister owns a marketing firm, and when we were getting ready to sell the first hotel, I called her. I said, I don't know how the heck to market this. I don't just want to throw up a graphic. Like everyone just throws up a graphic. I don't know what to do with that. This is a big deal. And she said, you're going to do a video of you in front of the hotel. And I told her, you're out of your mind. And she said, please just do it and you'll see what happens. So I went and shot the video, and then the deal fell apart the next day. So Rich has an intuition we can't shoot the video before him, because he's like, then it falls apart.
He's so superstitious.
So superstitious. I was like, get over yourself, dude. So we shot the video, deal fell apart. I've never seen that video. It took me like 5 hours to shoot that video. I was so nervous the whole time. I'm like, I don't know what the heck to do with this. It's weird to walk around a hotel and talk about that you just sold it and there's guests sitting in the lobby, so you have to like be quiet. So we did that video, fell apart. We had another hotel closing like a month later, and I went and shot that video. It took me half the time, thank goodness. And we posted that video, and we sent it to clients, and on the link we can track how many times they've clicked on the link. And this one client we've been trying to get in with for months and months and months, he watched the video 31 times. And so I wanted to call him and be like, hey, I know you watched it this many times, but that's creepy.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Well,
told
he
him.
was maybe creepy for watching it 31 times.
He was, but
Keep going.
it's a beautiful hotel. So doing those videos has really like set us apart, because most of these other hotel brokers, they just throw up a graphic and that's it. But these other owners, they want to see what the hotel looks like and talk about the hotel, talk about the buyer, talk about the seller, talk about why it's a good asset versus just saying, we sold this and that's all we did with it. So talking about the deal on the video, but those videos that's a few of the people at that Alice party had come up and said, I recognize you from a video. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's very
I feel
cool.
like a superstar. But
Yeah.
so those videos, also like our marketing, I feel like oftentimes agents put way too much out there and your clients stop looking at what you're posting. They're like, oh, it's just another post. I don't really think it's going to be valuable for me. So we only send emails to our clients if it was just sold or just listed. That's it. They don't care when it went under contract. If they really wanted to know, they could look it up or they can call you, but not bombarding them. And it's different with residential versus commercial. But like, I think we've only had 5 or 6 clients unsubscribe from us, which usually people that are sending out emails have like 50 to 100 unsubscribe every single time.
Yeah.
So we've had more quality over quantity, and that's worked pretty well. That way, clients know when they get an email from us, there's something worthwhile in that email to look at. So like these big clients we're trying to get in with, we know they watch the video because they call us about it afterwards. So they're not unsubscribing and they probably get thousands of emails a day.
So you're sending emails, you're posting stuff on social media, you're making cold calls, you're visiting with cities. What are some of the other things you're doing to get new business?
Yeah, like I was saying, the brands has been huge for us. A lot of hotel brands right now want to develop. And so we've been asking for target market lists. Where do you want to build? And we've been going after land like that. Land
Okay,
takes
I have to
forever.
go by.
You did.
Let's talk after.
I went to dinner with them last night.
With Hyatt?
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it later. What was the question?
What else are you doing? Like a day in the life of generating business. What is that for you?
We don't have like a consistent day in the life. That's where we're like, don't ever come in our office and shadow because sometimes we're just like private investigators of people. And then other days we do deals. So there's not a lot of consistency. But what we found is if we just keep nurturing our relationships, all of a sudden one day they're like, you know what, fine, I'll sell. And we're shocked. And Rich is high-fiving and Jess is jinxing us that it's not going to close. So it's up and down. And I think that's one of the harder parts of commercial is it's such an emotional roller coaster. You can go like the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. And you got a lot on the line for it.
You got to
so
be resilient for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be an emotional person. It's not going to work.
Feel your emotion, but be able to recover.
Just have a panic room, the
There we
podcast
go.
room,
Okay, you can use that.
and you'll be good.
What questions do you guys have? And then I want to hear other stuff that you want to share with us. Got a couple here. Let's do Mike's from Zoom.
What was your biggest insecurity when you started doing this? Is there anything that you felt was holding you back that you had to overcome to become who you are now?
Yeah. For me personally, I feel like I was always told, like, you're not gonna be able to go and be a big top producing agent. You can't go and have a big career. You can't. Like I've always been like, I want to be a mom and I want a big career. I'm pregnant, FYI. It's about to explode now, but. So I was just always told, no, you can't have those things in life. You can't have the balance. And women, especially young women, are not respected in an industry that's mainly male dominant. And it's actually been pretty easy to earn that respect from especially owners in the industry. If you hustle, they'll respect you all day. So I would say being told that I can do it. So
You can do it.
you can do it.
Did you have a question, Amy?
I just was curious.
Hold up
how
one
many-
sec.
How many states are you guys currently licensed and working in right now?
Oh, well, our original model was get all the licenses we can. And then we started getting the Keller Williams fees from each office. And we were like, whoa, that's a lot. So we actually have a partner that's licensed in 49 of the 50 states. So we can really operate anywhere that we want to. But right now, I think we have 5 licenses. 6 licenses. So Utah, Nevada, Colorado, California, Georgia. No, we dropped Georgia. So it's 5. It's 5. But a lot of our business, we're heading towards like Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, and Utah. California, since everything got caught on fire. No one wants to buy anything.
What are you doing more of the, what's that word? Oh my gosh. Hospitality? Thanks. Hospitality, or what other types of commercial are you doing?
We're still picking up things like retail, offices. Like we're not going to turn down deals. It's just our primary focus is hospitality, and we're heading into sports and entertainment too right now. So kind of all of it.
Yeah, get that
Yes,
arena.
mark my words.
Yeah.
I would be fine with Delta Center, preferably, but whichever one they'll let me sell.
Okay, do it. What other questions do you guys have out here? So what advice do you have for us? So we kind of, as resale agents, we kind of market ourselves as being the connector for everything, right? And so we have clients that we don't even know have either money to invest in things or have interest in kind of commercial stuff and they don't think of us for these kinds of things, what advice would you have for us in even connecting with someone like you, helping our clients connect? Because I'm not going to sell that arena, but maybe I know somebody who wants to buy it, but I'm
Yeah,
not
if
going to
anyone knows someone,
I will connect them with you. I do want a good referral fee, but I will connect
we'll
them
see.
with you.
But yeah.
So what advice do you have for us? How do we have these conversations to find out from our client base what potential there is there?
Yeah, Utah's a big, I feel like almost everyone's an entrepreneur in Utah. A lot of people have businesses. So I honestly think like just going through your SOI and reading like who owns a business. Most of the time if they own a business, they need an office or they need a warehouse, they need a retail space, or they've had this crazy investment idea on, oh, I'd love to own like a golf lounge or I would love to do a coffee shop on the side. I just don't think a lot of residential agents ask the question because you're like, well, I don't know what to do with it, so I'm not going to ask it. I don't want to let them down. I would just go through your SOI and see who has businesses. I think that's a pretty good place to start.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Any other questions out there? Well, I want to hear like anything that you have to share additional, and then what's next for you? What is 5 years? What's Sammie in 5 years, 10 years? What's next for you?
5 years, that's a long ways away.
Do you have a 5-year-old? Isn't that crazy to think about?
Let's just get them here. Let's just go a week without throwing up and then we're good. 5 years. I don't know. We want to start building out our team, but commercial, there's a huge expense having agents on your team, and it takes a long time to get traction. So we're trying to build up enough of our business to be able to bring on agents to be able to support them building up their businesses while ours is still afloat. I think a lot of teams, they're just trying to get their business up and going, and then they were like, let's bring on agents. And it's like, you don't even have enough business to keep them going too. So we want to start adding people, buying investment properties all together, maybe a hotel or something. That would be cool. Maybe an arena. We'll see.
Okay.
That's 5 years. That's a long time. Because 2 years ago, I wouldn't have said I was doing this. So
Yeah, because they say you grossly overestimate what you can do in 1 year, but very much underestimate what you can do in 5.
yeah. And I remember I would have one-on-ones with Amy when I was on staff, and I was like, I will never get licensed. It's not happening. I do not want that. I don't like salespeople. And here I am. So I love it now. I just was like, there's such a stereotype around sales agents. I mean, you guys all probably hear it from clients all the time. I'm like, I don't want to be sales pitched. And I think that's what we've done different is we don't sales pitch our clients. We just build a relationship with them and deals naturally
Solve the
come.
problems.
We have clients just say, you're gonna sell something to me this year, so go figure it out. It's a lot of pressure, but
You just mentioned building relationships. How does building relationships with commercial clients differ from building relationships with residential clients?
Yeah, we try and get an understanding of like, what do they want their business to look like in 5 years? What are their weak points of their business? What are their pressure points? Figuring out what we have. One specific owner, he has several economy properties, and he's thinking he's living with all these economy properties. And then we said, well, you could buy a bigger one and sell these two and have one big one. He kept kind of being like, no, I don't want to do that. These are easier to run. And then we got him under contract on a Hyatt place at the airport. And then now he's like, sell all of my little ones. I only want big ones. I'm a Hyatt guy through and through. So figuring out and kind of advising them on like where we think their business should go. Because then they look at you as an advisor. They don't look at you as a broker. And once you start saying, here's my commission agreement, they stop questioning it because they know you're worth every penny, which a lot of brokers, especially in commercial, they're not worth every penny. So, and they're paying you a lot of money, so you better be worth that amount of money. Otherwise, you can take deals at 1% and never close them.
I have one more question and then anything else. What are you reading, listening to? How do you educate yourself? What are you?
I do not read. I do not listen to podcasts.
So, but
That question.
You're a big researcher though.
Yeah.
How are you knowing this stuff? Like, what are you digging into?
I haven't asked that question so many times, and I literally do not have an answer on like where I got all this information. Honestly, LinkedIn is a big one. I just like reading what people are doing, listening to certain conversations. Like, for several months, I would just listen to like Rich on the phone and listen to what the clients were saying, and he was focused on the deal, and I was listening to what they were wanting. And then honestly, being around the cities and the hotel brands and all that, they just pour out information to you, and it's, I don't know, I guess I just soak it up like a sponge.
Yeah.
But no, I do not read. So sorry, Mom, but
She can read, for the record. I know
it's
she knows how to read.
not happening. I did read a tax book in the night on the walking pad thing, and that was really boring. So
Okay,
I don't read.
perfect.
I've never read a Keller book. I'm sorry. I have all of them. Sorry.
What are some last final words for us? Give us a little something,
I don't.
a boost, some advice.
It sounds generic, but like I think it's like you set a goal for yourself in life and everyone tells you can't do it. Like you're crazy to do that or you're greedy to want that. If that's what you want, just go do it. And if the people in your life are like, you shouldn't be doing that, your priorities aren't straight, they're your priorities and no one knows them better than you. So do what you want.
Stick to it. Love it. Thank you so much, Sammie. Appreciate you. Okay, until the next one, I think we still have some food left. Help yourself. Good job for the best. You're seriously so amazing. Proud of you.